Larry and Lawrie are currently the best throwers in the game, and on top of that, one of the best brawlers in general. Most people would call them unbalanced, and condemn Supercell for not nerfing them by now. But Supercell has nerfed them. 12 consecutive nerfs in a row to be exact, and yet they're still the best thrower in the game? If they're still so good now, how completely broken must these brawlers have been before these nerfs? Well, in this video, I'll remind you how completely broken Larry and Lawrie were and why they are the most broken brawler in Brawl Stars history. Larry and Lawrie were released on February 1st, 2024, and because they were an epic brawler, most people unlocked them immediately. This basically caused an effect I like to call Edgarification, named after the server crashing mania of December 2020, where everyone was given Edgar for free and, of course, started playing it. So many people are playing Edgar that the servers just exploded. Now, for Larry and Laurie's case, they didn't explode the servers. They just crippled matchmaking. See, the way matchmaking worked at the time is it tried to put you with brawlers other than your own. However, this is impossible when everyone in the server was only playing Larry and Lawrie. This made matchmaking extremely slow and matched people in random trophy levels. But I digress. This isn't relevant to how broken he was. This is just relevant to how he broke the game. The real question is, what made him so broken? Honestly, it's a combination of a lot of things. First, there was his range, which at the time was the longest in the game among throwers, at 8 tiles. On top of this, his attack radius was huge. And then it got bigger, which allowed for crazy zoning potential. But unlike zoners, he did an insane amount of damage, at 3360 damage per shot, which was the most in the game among throwers. Well, except for Barley, but only Edgar mains get hit by a shot 3 times anyways, so he doesn't really count. So yes, his main attack was broken. But to be truly broken, you need a broken super. And oh boy, did he deliver. His super, of course, spawns Lawrie, a robot with 6,800 health, or 80% of Bruce. And Larry has a ranged attack that does decent damage, a solid amount of damage, I guess. Only a max of 3,600 damage per attack, which, by the way, is the same amount of damage Shelly does per attack. So yeah, his super was amazing. It did massive damage and could take massive amounts of damage back without feeding super. Now, a super like this must be almost impossible to charge, right? How does 5 hits sound? I don't mean 5 attacks, I mean 5 hits, which Larry does 2 per attack.
You're joking about that, right?
On top of this, Larry, his super, can charge his own super for him. This all adds up to Larry basically having infinite supers the entire game. Now all this is nice and all, but if a brawler can't stay alive, all of their broken mechanics are useless. And here comes Larry and Laurie's one shortcoming: health. They only have 6,800. Wait, that's not that low, is it? At least they don't have any tools for survivability, right? Right?
Wrong!
To be broken, Larry and Lawrie can't merely be a glass cannon. They need to be a perfect, well-rounded war machine. And this war machine doesn't only have one tool for survivability. Oh no, you naive fool. He has 2. And 2 outstanding ones at that. Tool number 1 is his star power, which makes any damage Larry takes be taken by Lawrie instead, which essentially doubles Larry's health, if played right. But remember when I said Larry essentially has infinite supers all game? Well, if you could use Lawrie infinite times, and Lawrie absorbs all the damage Larry takes, couldn't you theoretically survive forever?
Exactly right.
This star power is ridiculous. A thrower should not have this much survivability. And then they give him a gadget, which both heals 6,800 health per use, and lets you escape from danger. Literally ridiculous. How does he get countered? So he's a thrower with very long range, massive damage, infinite supers, and he just can't die. No wonder everyone wanted to play him, because on release, if you didn't play him, you'd just lose. It would be like bringing a banana to a gunfight. And this is why Supercell emergency nerfed them only 6 days after release. I wonder why they waited so long.
Hello! I like money!
Oh, that explains it. Anyways, their max health was decreased by 12%, their supercharge rate was decreased by 60%, and most importantly, their star power that let Larry take damage for Larry now made it so Lawrie only took 30% of the damage for Larry. And for some reason, they nerfed Larry and Laurie's other star power. Wait, are you telling me they had 2 broken star powers? Yes. Their other star power gives Larry 30% of his ammo whenever Larry attacks another brawler. This essentially turns Larry's very slow reload speed into a machine gun. Now, before this nerf, their star power was even better. Lawrie didn't only have to hit a brawler, he could hit anything, from Bruce, to the Hive Stave, to even Charlie in her cocoon. After these nerfs, Larry and Lawrie was still the best brawler in the game, by a large margin. Except Charlie was still broken at the time. And apparently, Leon was better than all of them. I really don't remember this. This is Kairos' list, the one made by all the pros. Can someone in the comments please explain why Leon was so good? I really do not understand this at all. I'm honestly really confused. Anyways, Supercell wasn't happy with these 4 nerfs, and decided to nerf him again, just 2 weeks later. His attack damage was decreased by 17%, which is a gigantic damage nerf, and is completely unprecedented. But that's not all. They also decreased his range by 8%, which might not sound like much, and it's honestly less than I remember. But range is just so impactful that if you touch it at all, it makes a massive difference, no matter how small a change it is. There's a reason why it's very uncommon for Supercell to increase or decrease a brawler's range. Anyways, these nerfs hurt Larry and Lawrie a lot. However, Larry and Lawrie was so extremely broken that they still remained the best thrower in the game, and it wasn't even close. So a month later, Supercell nerfed them again, and they nerfed them hard. His unload speed was halved, making him much more vulnerable to assassins. Then, Lawrie's damage was halved, and the damage he did do charged Larry's super half as much as it did as well, so like a quarter of the supercharging. All in all, Lawrie now couldn't be relied on to charge super, which was so essential for the twins' endless super combo. On top of that, their gadget now healed 25% of their health instead of the 33% it was before, which is a massive drop. After these nerfs, Larry and Lawrie fell from grace, and were finally dethroned as the best thrower in the game. But for one reason or another, over the coming months, they began to climb the meta again. Sure, they weren't broken, but over the next 7 months, they not only became the best throwers, but one of the best brawlers in the entire game. I don't know how a brawler can climb the meta this much without balance changes, but this must just pay testament to how powerful their kit is, regardless of nerfs. But only 3 days ago, they had their final and most recent nerf. A quick editor's note, that was 2 months ago, not 3 days ago. Yeah, it took me 2 months to edit this video. Kind of embarrassing, not gonna lie. A 7% health nerf, which only affected Larry. Now Larry has less health than Lawrie, which is ridiculous. These guys are twin Supercell. You can't do this. They've nerfed their health equally before, but not now. It makes no sense. Garbage gain, guys. But even if this game's continuity sucks, Larry and Lawrie don't. After 12 consecutive nerfs and 0 buffs, they are still the best of their class, which is completely insane. And that is the reason why they are the greatest brawler in Brawl Stars history. Hey, thanks for watching the whole video. I appreciate it a lot. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want me to make more content just like this. In the meantime, here's a video about Charlie, just like this one. Alright, peace out.